guys, Michelle Hollings, Stampin' Up independent demonstrator here in Staten Island, serving the whole country. I am here to try something out for the first time in front of you. I am going to try the Scrappy Strips technique by Kylie and Bruno Bertucci and see what we can make. I don't know if we'll go as far as the Mosaic technique, but why not try it? I am trying it with white paper instead of the black that I've seen. The card I want to make is white and mint macaron and blushing bride. So we're going to try to make background paper to put on our card because we don't have any in those colors, and see what happens. So I'm going to start with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of Whisper White. I need some glue. I'm going to use green glue, mono liquid glue, and we have strips, lots and lots of scraps. So I think we are ready. I'm going to use this side of the glue because I think I can put a light layer of glue across this whole thing. And no, I have not seen anyone do it this way. This is messy and probably not the right thing to do. But we're going to do it anyway, just to see what happens. Because they're just scraps. So there is my glue, and I'm going to wipe some of it off so that it's a thinner layer. I just want a very thin layer so these scraps will stick to it, and I don't want pools and pools of glue everywhere. I'm using my silicone mat from Stampin' Up because I would never put glue right on the desk. Starting with my strips, I'm just gonna lay them across as far as they'll go. I know I'm gonna cut this down to be much smaller at the end, so if it doesn't quite go across, it's not a problem. All right, I'm gonna try a thinner pink. I'm just gonna put them so that there's a small gap because we have the glue underneath. I don't want it to show or be shiny when we're done. Just keep going. Keep it coming. Keep it going. Keep putting down our fun strips. Smaller looking green one. Keep calling it green. Mint. It's not quite green. I have a really skinny green one. I want a skinny green one. Oh, here's a skinny green one. Super skinny pink one. Alright, now I'm going to cut this down to the size I want for my finished card. Well, first I'm going to let it dry. Then I'm going to cut it down. Now we're going to trim this down. We're just going to trim this down until it is the size we want for our finished card. Now we're going to trim this down to the size we want for our finished card. And I want this to be 5 1/2 by 2 3/4. So I'm just going to trim it where in a good spot. Don't need that part. Okay, and we want 2 3/4. 5 1/2. be our fun background. Looks good. Okay, I made a bonus one. And this is our other background, which looks cool too. So we have a couple of Scrappy strip backgrounds. I cannot say that 2 times fast even. Scrappy strip. Okay. We could stop here, or we could go further. Let's go further. Let's try the mosaic technique. And this one we're going to cut into other strips. Yep, we're doing it twice. We're doing the same thing, only the reverse. This is going to give us our mosaic. So some thin, some thick, to give us some variety. Oh, I can already see that's coming together in a mosaic-like pattern. It's fun. Okay, I like it. Okay, so now we need a piece of paper to glue that down onto. All right, now this time I'm going to only put glue on these strips once I lay them out and figure out how I want them. Set that aside, let it dry, and then we'll cut it down. So now we have our 2 3/4 by 5.5 background. We have a couple of options. We can use this one, or the mosaic one. Now we're ready to stamp a focal panel for our card. We are using Mint Macaron and Blushing Bride. And we're going to use the Peace and Joy stamp set. One of my favorites from the mini catalog. I just can't get over how cute and retro the font is. I love it. The question is, do we stamp in Mint Macaron or Blushing Bride? I'm going to do Mint Macaron, see what happens. So we're going to do the word joy. Ooh, I like it. And I'm gonna stamp on a little extra piece to you and yours. I'm gonna do that one in Blushing Bride. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out. Use my snips. Doesn't need to be perfect, just a little border. Gonna pop that up eventually. And let's do some leaves. Mint Macaron again. Not too terrible. a gem there. That would be cute. Do some berries. All right, and that's going to be the focal panel for our card. Let's stamp a sentiment for the inside of our card. We're going to use mint macaron ink, and we're going to use a sentiment from the Joy of Sharing kit in the mini catalog. Let's put some cute little leaves in the corners. Some berries. Cute. Now let's put our card together. So we have all of our pieces. Went ahead and cut out some more words, sending joy to you and yours. We have our focal point, which is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Our matte layer is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. We have our background, which is 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then we have our cardstock, which is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. My seal fell on the floor and got off track. I had to put it back. But it seems to be working again. All right, so he's pretty resilient. Good job, seal. Good job. Let's make sure he doesn't get stuck to the outside of your case. Get my silicone mat in here. Just gonna line that up. And that's the first layer for our background. Let's put this one on here. Add some dimensionals. Gotta have dimensionals. Give something on your card a little bit of pop. Go ahead and place that onto your card wherever you'd like it. And I feel like he needs some kind of embellishment. Can't go wrong with rhinestones. The basics are the classics for a reason. So these are just the basic jewels. Rhinestone basic jewels, and I'll use my take your pick tool with the spatula attachment to put it on. I'm gonna take one of the big ones and just place him right there. It's like he was meant to go there. And then I'm gonna take some small ones, stick them up here in the corner. And now let's add our other words. Put your phone strip on, take the backing off. Put this in here. Take off the backing and stick him on your card wherever you'd like him. And then that will be the inside of our card, and our card is done. Very easy peasy. Now for our mosaic background, I decided to Use all the same dimensions, but then flip the card so that it's vertical instead of horizontal. I cut this down 3.5 by 3.25. And pink is 3 3/4 by 3.5. Give him a nice little jewel right in the center there. Add some dimensionals. Low or high or center. I'm going to put him up near the top. All right, and this is our second card. So we were able to make 2 cards with our backgrounds, and they're slightly different, slightly similar. I can never get enough bling, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And there we have our 2 finished cards.